Hey, what's up, guys? So I've got with me Tyler. You might remember him. We were in a project since October 2022. And since that project, it's still active. It was called Momentum. Here, I'll show you guys the website, but we're not here to talk about this. He's got something else super exciting that he's working on. If you guys remember this website, yeah. So this is still active. What they're doing now is their mining operations in Paraguay are active. They've already sent two people that are in Momentum over $800,000 worth of Bitcoin that they've mined from the real mining farms that everybody thought, oh, I don't know, can we trust it? Tyler's a guy you could trust. This guy right here, you could trust. He lives in the States. He's fully doxxed. And he said, Jonathan, you want to hear the next thing that I'm working on? And I said, yeah, I'm all ears. Let's go. So Tyler believes that NFTs have not taken off in this bull run like we saw the last bull run yet. He believes they're going to take off. So for me, I'm all ears because I'm like, I want to get ahead of the curve. I want to talk about NFTs before everybody talks about NFTs. But just so you know, this project is not about an NFT that we think is going to go to the moon. Tyler and his team have built the infrastructure to compete with, you may have heard of like an OpenSea. They have something that is going to really tick them off because I think what they're doing is really exciting. And you get an opportunity to be in the early stages. Think of it like, imagine if someone came to you and said, you want to be an investor in OpenSea before OpenSea took off. It's something like that. I'm going to let Tyler explain his whole thing. It's not some crappy little sales pitch. He's not selling some little NFT. Here's a coin, trying to get it to go to the moon. This isn't that. So I'm going to let you take the wheels. Tyler, thanks for coming on the channel. Tell us about Alpha Shares. Tell us about your project. What are you working on? And let's get to it.
Sure. Well, thank you, Jonathan, again for having us up on your stage here. Always a pleasure to talk in front of your community and have a good chat with you. We had a great chat earlier before starting the recording, as we always do. So just another big thank you for having me. But yes, you're right. I think that the NFT market has not yet taken off how it should. But it's a cycle. It's a common cycle that we've seen. Obviously, NFTs haven't been around as long as cryptocurrency in general has been. But we've seen that the traditional cycle with cryptocurrency goes Bitcoin runs up and everybody wants to flow over to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin in the top 5, top 10 blue chip tokens, because that's what's taking up most liquidity. That's what's having all the hype as it's going up and up and up every single day, every single week, as we've seen with Bitcoin over the past couple of months. And we love Bitcoin. As Jonathan mentioned, we've already mined over $800,000 worth of Bitcoin, 11.5 at this point, since we started mining at the end of 2023. But our current push right now is actually our first ever platform, which is an NFT marketplace. We launched our first version in August of 2022, and we knew that, well, it needed some upgrades. It left a lot to be desired. And so we made now the most powerful NFT marketplace that's out there that we believe, is quite frankly the most powerful version. So
Right.
if you want to go to alphashares.io, this is the mining site. If you just remove mining out of the URL, you'll
Okay.
go to the main website. And what we're doing here different is that we do think that after Bitcoin hits its bull cycle, it hits its new all-time highs. Well, it has all the current fad. The moment Bitcoin starts to kind of nose off and settle, well, it goes to altcoin season.
Yep.
We're kind of already seeing it with meme coins. Meme coins are taking off like never before. Altcoins are also doing extremely well. And
Mhm.
once altcoin season starts to kind of take a bit of a hiatus, well, then it moves into NFTs and DeFi. We saw this back in 2022, 2021 rather, and 2022. And 2022 was the biggest year for NFTs ever. And that is what pushed us to release our
Yeah.
marketplace.
Just to verify what dog with hat. Look at this. All-time high today. In the last 7 days, 81%. I actually just sold $50,000 worth of this 2 days ago, like an idiot. So I've definitely lost on that. But whatever, I sold in profit. But look at this. See how Bitcoin is not pumping today, guys? But some of these meme coins are. This happened last cycle. Okay, this happened last cycle. Look at Dogecoin, 41%, the last 81%. All these stupid dog coin, there's Bonk, and there's Bitcoin, 8%. Lame. What's happening? All these people are bored with Bitcoin. They're saying, hey, if Bitcoin just hangs out at 70 grand, I might as well be in dog with hat. They're selling some of their Bitcoin, they're getting that. So what Tyler's saying is, yeah, we're seeing all the same, exact same stuff happening. But soon they're going to be moving into NFT world. All right. This is just part of the cycle. This happens every cycle. So this is their website. This is their marketplace. They're building, and they're competing with all the other marketplaces. So basically, Tyler, I can come here and find any NFT on any chain and I can buy it for, is it the cheapest place to buy it? Is it the best place? Sell me on why I should come here and not OpenSea. What's Alpha Shares got that the other guys don't?
Absolutely. Well, you obviously have to have some sort of angle to compete in a space like this. And so we've definitely thought a lot about what that angle is and how we can get people involved. And so we are competitive when it comes to fees and pricing. The majority of marketplaces, OpenSea has a 2.5% fee. Magic Eden has a 2% fee, and we've matched Magic Eden with our 2% fee. But we've done so many, so much more to get more people involved, to save you some money, and to make sure that your experience here is even better. To take a step back, for the chains that we're on, we are on almost every single EVM compatible chain. We're on 13 different chains. So you're able to basically find any NFT across any of those
Right.
13 chains on any marketplace,
And
virtually any marketplace.
And
Go ahead.
OpenSea, and you guys, that's the business models. You guys make a 2 to 2.5, 3% fee on the transaction. So if I sell a Bored Ape for $1,000, you guys get 2% of that, which is $20. And if that's happening all day, every day, you guys are making millions. So you created this marketplace. You're like, I want to get into this business, but you're disrupting it. And how are you disrupting it? Like, what makes like, why should I interact on your site when I start buying? I'll probably start buying NFTs like everybody else once the meme coins that, we'll see. It's gonna be exciting. But why should I come here and not go to OpenSea and all these other websites?
Well, there's a couple different reasons for it. I mean, and you're right. I do want to give kind of the origin story here. Back in 2022, when we were looking at the market, it was only OpenSea and LooksRare. They were the only two marketplaces that were out there. Magic Eden was just getting started. But I want to ask you, Jonathan, how much do you think on a 24-hour basis, what do you think the trading volume in dollars was on OpenSea and LooksRare back then? 24
Back
hours.
during the last bull run,
Yeah, in 2022.
uh, 40 million every day.
You're pretty close. It was actually over 100 million every single day.
We're
So it was
nowhere near.
between,
Or
well,
this.
40 million is still, I mean, some people will be like, oh, $5 million, so that's far off,
No,
but 40
no.
million,
Look
not
at
too bad.
Look at that dog. Just that dog with hat coin alone. It's like billions of dollars in market cap right now from a
Yeah.
meme coin. So no, I
Yeah.
know this thing gets ridiculous because the thing with crypto is it's not an American thing. Think how
Yeah.
big the effing world is. It's huge.
Exactly. It's global.
And all of us under the age of 40 are into this thing called crypto. We just don't talk about it or make videos, but everybody's got a little bag of Dogecoin or whatever, and they secretly trade it. And so, yeah, there's a lot of money going on. So OpenSea had over 100 million a day. They were making 2% of that crap.
Yeah, well, they were making 2.5%. Looks Rare was making 2%, and they were both doing, though, at a minimum, $100 million a day. They had days doing $500 million in a day,
Oh my.
meaning they were making, though, a minimum average of $2 million per day in fees.
So
And
you
they're
saw
big
this as
businesses.
you were like, I want to be a part of this business. So you created Alpha Shares. But now you're gonna rob me at 2% fees. Like, how can I trade NFTs? Is there a way to trade NFTs without paying you guys the 2%?
Absolutely. And that is something that, we run multiple promos. We actually will be running, and I didn't talk to you about this yet, Jonathan, but we will be running a couple promos here in the near future that will actually allow you to test out the marketplace for free. So we're going to have, 5 to 7 day periods where we completely remove marketplace fees to 0% to give you guys a feeless experience to really try this out. Because this marketplace is fully completed. It's not in the building stage anymore. It's done. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's flawless. And this
Mhm.
is where now our move is, how do we get people to use the site? So we're going to have a couple different promo periods where for 0% you can trade on the marketplace, but we're also doing so much more. And so we have a collection that is dropping next week on April 3rd. It is going to be the public sale at that point. I will be offering, and I'll say this right now, I think that you're fine with this, Jonathan, but we love you and we love your community. So we're going to be offering your community 25% off on this mint, which brings these NFTs to $75. So this is the cheapest NFT we've ever sold. When we did Bitcoin mining and we raised over $3 million with our first Bitcoin mining collection, we had those NFTs selling for $1,000 a piece. So we're very confident that at $75, this is going to be an easy sell. This is something that's going to mint out very, very quickly.
So are
And
you
what do
talking?
these alpha?
Yeah. So is that what this is here? Because I see
That's
this.
what, yep, that's what that is right there, the Alpha Pack pups. And so why is it
Okay.
called the Alpha Pack pups? What are these pups? Well, the first ever collection that we released, to go to that origination story of saying, okay, we looked at LooksRare and OpenSea doing $100 million a day, making a couple $1 million every single day in fees. We wanted to take a bit of that market share. We thought, what if we could get 1% of one of those players doing $1 million a day? And that would generate about $20,000 to $25,000 in fees. But why? Was it for us? Is it because we're greedy? No, it's actually because we do things very unique here at Alpha Shares. We're always about community fractionalization. We want people, the community around us, to get involved as owners of everything that we do. We fractionalize Bitcoin mining. We fractionalize investment into DeFi ecosystems. And
Okay. So
now,
you guys want to fractionize this business. It's like fractionizing OpenSea. You're going to
well,
give
we
me
already have.
access.
So that was actually what, when we first launched in August of 2022, we launched our first ever collection called the Alpha Pack, right? And that's not the pups version here, it's the Alpha Pack. They're the
Okay.
adult wolf versions. They're, our first collection with a wolf as the mascot, and those actually share 70% of all the fees produced on the platform. So let's say
Wow.
we were doing like OpenSea and we're making $1 million a day. Well, $700,000 per day would make its way back to that collection. And that was the goal. That was the idea. How can we have the first community owned marketplace, which we have completed? We've successfully created the first community owned marketplace. It's on Avalanche. So if you click on the Avalanche tab at the far right, so it's the furthest right one right there. Um, right there, that's the Alpha Pack. Perfect. So this is our first ever collection. And this collection right here is what put us on the map. It's what gave people access and ownership to the Alpha Shares marketplace. And now this pup version is coming in to be the driving force for how we can grow the marketplace. We now have a ton of owners, but these owners are like, well, let's start generating fees. Let's make Alpha Shares a premier marketplace. How can we do that? And so we are coming up with some very, very unique features, which one of these with the Alpha Pack pups here is that owning one of these babies will actually reduce your fees from 2% to 1%. If you own two of them, 0%. We remove the fees completely for spending at pre-sale pricing for you guys,
Okay.
$150. You will
Yeah,
save
yeah.
fees for the
Because
rest of time.
he's saying we're getting 25% off here at the Fud Farm. Like and subscribe. Guys, look at this. Instead of $100, he's gonna knock it down to 75. We get in 75, and you're gonna want to buy two of them. And as long as you got two of these in your wallet, I'll be able to interact on this marketplace across all chains for fee free, right? You don't make
Absolutely.
you don't make a dime. Now, what's gonna happen, I predict, is if NFTs grow, people are going to be like, man, how do I save on fees? They're going to want to buy up these Alpha Pack pups, which means that if there's a limited supply of them, the price of these will go up to someone that's selling Bored Apes, guys, at the time that Bored Apes are going to be pumping. Let's say Bored Apes is then $100,000. Well, that means every time that they buy or sell or whatever, they're 2% of that is $2,000 on 100,000, let's say, 2,000 bucks. They're going to get annoyed that every time they're selling, they're having to pay 2,000 bucks to Alpha Shares. So what they'll do is they'll want to buy up some Alpha Pack pups. They're going to want to buy two of them. The price of these is going to probably go way up in order because now there's utility. Does that make sense, Tyler? Am I thinking about this right?
You are. It was absolutely deliberate that we put the price at where we put it at. We spent a lot of time determining, okay, we could play two games here. We could play one game, which is not what we played, which is mint these for 500 or $1,000. Make it extremely, even more limited. Maybe only 200 of them, but make them $1,000 a pop. And we
Right.
could have done that because there are 200, at least 200 people, and there's definitely far more, but there's at least 200 people that are trading big volumes of NFTs that would see massive value in saving money on their fees. Just like you mentioned, if someone's trading, even right now, Bored Apes are going for about 50 grand. So they might not be paying $2,000 in fees, but they're still paying 1,000. And so for 150 bucks, they're saving $850 every time they trade one, which a lot of these traders trade multiple in a week. So they're spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in fees per week. And instead, they could save it all in perpetuity for the rest of time by holding this collection. So we deliberately played the other game of making it a very, very cheap and affordable price, effectively making these NFTs irresistible so that anybody can take advantage of the fee removal, even if you're someone that just trades, a $2,000 NFT, a one Ethereum NFT or a couple of them, you're going to make your money back after trading about an Ethereum and a half of NFTs. And there are so many people that have bought an NFT, maybe even for half an Ethereum. It went to an Ethereum, went to two. And then you went to be like, okay, I'm going to take my profit. Well, at two Ethereum, about $8,000. Let's do the math real quick. So at $8,000 per sale price, and let's say you're going to sell it on, Magic Eden or another marketplace like OpenSea. On OpenSea, you'd be paying $200 in fees. So right there, one NFT sale, an average price NFT,
Yeah.
about 1 to 2 Ethereum, you're spending a couple $100 in fees already.
Yeah.
And you do that many times. With this, in perpetuity for the rest of time, you save money on fees. So we think that this is the most powerful passive utility.
Yeah.
But there's also a couple more things too that we'll get into in a second.
Well, yeah, I think again, this is Tyler coming on, letting us know the alpha. It's funny that that's the name, but it's because if there's another NFT bull run, please reference this video. I would, if I were you, I would hurry up and go buy a couple of those NFTs. But at that point, they're probably going to be worth a lot more. And then you can start doing all your trading on alpha shares rather than OpenSea. I mean, that makes no sense. Why would you be paying them 2.5% when if you own one of these, you reduce it to 1%, or if you own two NFTs, zero fees. So
I think an important thing though here is some people might be asking, listening to this, being like, okay, well, I'm going to trade on OpenSea because that's where everybody is. If I go to Alpha Shares, who's going to see my NFTs? And that's a super, super valid question. I will say, we have a great core group of people that are already trading. But the thing is that we've actually designed this marketplace where the way that I liken this is that when we first started, OpenSea and Looksware were the mainland. They were the big city. And whenever someone created a new marketplace back then, you're creating a little island. And that little island, that little subsection of a city, well, it's far away from the mainland and you're never going to get that visibility. People are like, why would I go over to your small marketplace?
yeah.
Nobody's there. We're all on OpenSea. Well,
Yeah.
now there's new technology where it's called aggregation, where now OpenSea with even OpenSea Pro, they aggregate with the same marketplaces we do. Over 170 marketplaces that we all aggregate with
Yeah. Yeah.
and from. So now through Alpha Shares, someone can list an NFT with us and it shows up on 170 other marketplaces, meaning
Yeah.
you're no longer limited by
Well,
visibility.
I think you're talking more to the guys looking to list it, and we're getting into the weeds of all that, which is great. That just means that Alpha Shares is, aggregated. You're gonna get just as much exposure with OpenSea or anyone. Okay.
Correct.
What are the other benefits of owning these little dog NFTs? Besides, not having to pay fees, trading, whatever, is there anything else? Can you make a passive income owning these suckers?
Absolutely. There's three things, really. The core of this is that we have three core features for this pups collection. We talked about one, and that's the removal of fees, but we're like, we could do better. We could do a
We
lot
love
more. And I think for your community, we'll talk about the second one being what I think your community is going to be also most interested in, which is the passive income portion of this. So this collection will raise over $1 million in treasury capital. What are we going to do with that capital? Well, obviously, what we're doing is we're actually pricing in the lifetime value of a customer with this NFT, because if we're saying for 150 bucks, someone that's a Bored Ape Yacht Club holder, well, if we didn't give them this feature, we'd be making thousands and thousands of dollars off them, right? Because of the fees. But we're giving it to them for free. We're keeping the money in their pocket. So we've priced in the lifetime value of a customer with this mint. That's why we're trying to raise $1 million, because we need to activate that money to go back into the company. We obviously can't just give away everything. And part of that $1 million, though, is going to be used to buy, just like we talked about, these Bored Apes. We're going to be buying the top blue chip projects. We're already working with a couple high profile traders that have an excellent track record at flipping these NFTs, Pudgies, Bored Apes, DeGods, all of the top collections that are out there that most people don't have the ability to afford these. But there's such high trading volume. There's so much opportunity to buy and sell them. And so what we're doing with this treasury was earmarking the majority of it. So over $500,000 is going to go into buying and selling these NFTs and making profit. The profit made, 50% of it goes right back to the Alpha Pack Pups holders, distributed amongst all NFTs evenly. What we then do is take the other 50%, put it back into the treasury to continue increasing our purchasing power. But this is an ongoing passive play where you can buy the NFT because you want to reduce your fees. Sure, that's fine. And maybe that's your only reason. But you can also buy it. Maybe you're not a big trader. You're like, I don't pay that many fees. Instead, I'd rather buy this and own a piece of a mutual fund that's buying and selling the top blue chip NFTs that most people can't afford. And so that's the second component is passive income from trading NFTs. And obviously, we're trading all those NFTs on alpha shares as well, which means that we have even more margin because we own the marketplace. If we're trading NFTs on our own marketplace, we can save a lot on the fees already. So we already
Right.
have an extra 2% baked into that profit. And that's a lot. And so the third one, if you want me to get into it, I could say the last and final third component, if you'd like me to hop
Yeah.
into that one too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for it.
So the third feature here is actually how this game first started. The marketplace before we released it in its current form was only on 6 chains. We're now on 13. We've over doubled the size of the chains, which we love, but those first 6 chains are really the core chains that we grew up on. And we wanted to have the first ever NFT mint across 6 different chains. We've never seen this before. And we've also brought in some extremely cool functionality where somebody can go ahead and mint an NFT on one chain from another chain. Let's say you're only ever on Ethereum. You're like, I've never downloaded Arbitrum in my life. I've never downloaded Polygon. I've never had Polygon tokens. I never added the network to my MetaMask. Well, don't worry. We're not going to make you go bridge tokens. We're not going to make you go swap into new networks. We've developed systems that now through the marketplace, not only is this the first ever multi-chain mint across 6 chains, but it's the first ever time a marketplace has brought in features where you can mint your NFT, let's say on Polygon, from Ethereum. You have Ethereum in your wallet, you want to spend that, go ahead and spend it, and your NFT will mint and show up on Polygon in your wallet without you ever having to do anything. No bridging, no nothing. And it's super quick, super snappy. This is one of the biggest features. And the reason why we added that convenience feature is because the third and final feature of this Pups Mint is it's a collection game. It's a trading game. There's a matching set of pups across the 6 chains. There's 2,222 per chain. And if you get one, let's say, Jonathan, you mint one, right? And you're like, oh, that pup is cool. He's got a cool white hat and blue shades, right? Well, there's going to be another pup NFT on the next chain that's got a cool white hat and blue shades. And it's your matching pup. And if you can achieve matching all 6, collecting those 6, well, then you win big airdrops. So this collection really caters to multiple people. It caters to the big traders that want to save money on fees. It caters to the people that are looking for passive income. And it also caters to the person that's just looking to have fun, try out new networks, buy and sell some NFTs, collect the matching set. And the first 20 people to collect that matching set will win a $5,000 airdrop in NFTs. Beyond that first 20 and the first 20, if you collect all matching set of 6, you actually get an extra multiplier on the passive income side of things. So if you own 6, you obviously get 6 times because you have 1x times 6. But if you burn those 6 that you have matched, you now have a 10x multiplier on the treasury passive income. So that's another benefit. If you collect all 6, you increase how much passive income you earn, which they all kind of feed into each other. So it really targets 3 different audiences, and we're super
Yeah.
hyped about this collection.
Yeah. I told Tyler before this, like, who's the mastermind behind just the business strategy? He's got a lot of great ideas. I think there's again, all of this hinges though, Tyler, on whether or not NFTs get this like big bull run again. So you're bullish, obviously. You think that's gonna happen, right?
Well, I mean, if you just go to the AlphaShares homepage right now and you look at the featured section or the trending section rather, and you look at the total volume, I mean, let me just add up the top 5. We're at 800, 1200, 1500. We're at over 1800 Ethereum in a 24-hour volume just off the top 5 collections. So what is that in USD? That is $6.3 million in NFT volume just off the top 5 collections that you can see here on the page on
And
the
they're
screen
having to
share
go
here.
and they're having to go somewhere to do it.
They're having to go somewhere. So most often it's OpenSea or Magic Eden, and OpenSea and Magic Eden and all these other big marketplaces. Well, they run programs that they basically tell you, hey, trade with us and you will earn points. You can redeem those points for money, basically telling you if you trade with us, we'll pay you. Instead of that, because that only attracts the biggest traders, that only attracts the people that are flipping hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of
Yeah,
NFTs
no, that's
to
dumb.
win these farming rewards. Yeah,
Years
for
ago,
us,
smarter.
we're keeping in your pocket. Yeah, we're not going to give money just to the top
Yeah, I
1%.
get it. You're like, it's like a credit card. What they're doing is like, get points with us, or Mexi, same thing. You get little points if you trade. This is like, hey, avoid trading fees altogether. Just own some of these NFTs.
Exactly.
Man, suggestion
Exactly.
for you though, as a marketing standpoint, you guys, is there a way to like under trending collections to just have instead of one above the word collect, just show like your alpha apes that just says like our native NFT to pay little fees? Like, is there a way to like incorporate that? on
Co-
that? Like,
So come launch day, so this has been soft launched for about 7 weeks now, and we've just been getting a ton of feedback, seeing how people like
yeah.
it, getting that initial volume.
But
But
here's the
on
thing,
launch day
Tyler.
next week, we will have a big banner that does show
Yeah,
exactly what you're saying.
but I'm saying, man, incorporate that banner somehow. If I know that my alpha pack NFT is showing up every time someone clicks trending right here, I think, and then people understand what it is, like how people are using us to trade with less fees, or what, I don't know, just an idea off the. And you're the only one that says fees reduced to 2%. OpenSea, they don't even talk about their fees. They don't let people know. People think if this is 0.43 ETH for this, they don't think about the fees. You guys are being upfront about it up here. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and we're gonna drop it to 0% for a short period of time too to let people try it out because at the end of the day, we know
wow.
that we've built a killer marketplace, but other people don't know that. And so
Right.
we're willing to give a lot away to have people try it and realize, oh crap, this marketplace actually is better than others. And that just comes down to you guys trying it. So then that's the big ask that I have for the people listening to this video and this interview is go ahead and check out the Alpha Shares marketplace. If you ever have traded NFTs or thinking about trading some, there's
Well, yeah,
no harm in
there's no
trying it
reason to
out.
go to OpenSea anymore. Like, this has got to be your central hub to do it. So we're all convinced it makes sense. Now, what's the call to action for people that are really going to take advantage? If you're going to be trading NFTs, they just need to wait 4 days and they'll get their alpha pack. Like, what do they need to do? Are you giving some sort of link that I have to put in my description for them to get the $75 discount?
So we do have a private link for you, and it's up to you how you want to get it to your community. It is limited. I don't know, I know that you've been talking with a couple other members on our team, so I don't know what we limited it to.
I don't
Every
know.
other featured partner has had their limit to between 100 and 200 NFTs max because we really want to have good distribution here. We know that people are sucking these up immediately. So the idea here is to give a limited supply. I think that you're going to have around 200, maybe even more. We might even bump it up for you depending on how crazy your community goes for this, but a limited number through a private link that you can share out however you want.
All right, so link will be in the description. Join my Telegram group. Take access to this, especially if you're someone that trades NFTs. I love it. Simple, guys. This makes a lot of sense. And then the added benefit, you can either play the game, you don't have to play the game, collecting them, or you can just sit on your NFT and collect passive income via the money that they're going to give. Trading NFTs, you're going to get a portion of that. So you may, that $75 that we're spending on the NFT, we may over time just get that money back.
And if that's happening, then it's very likely, obviously, no financial advice here, but it's very likely if we're successful in all this in terms of the trading fees, the passive income, as well as people like Bored Ape Yacht Club holders seeing this and being like, okay,
Oh
I
yeah.
see value in this at $200 or $300 or $500 in NFT because it saves them that much in fees. Well, now you spent $75 on this NFT that very well might, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's interesting. I can buy as many as I want, right?
As many as you want. Yeah. And that's why we deliberately, though, kept the price low so
Right.
that people can play off that speculation.
There's only 2,222.
Yeah. And that is per chain, though.
Okay.
So there's
All
quite a
right.
few, but it's because it's so cheap.
Love it. All right, good. I think we covered everything, Tyler. Let's keep it short, snappy, quick. If you like this type of interview and you want me to continue to bring you alpha, please like and subscribe, guys. It's free to do so. Tyler, thanks for your time. Thanks for all the work you've done. This isn't something you just build overnight, and it's exciting for you. I really hope you guys see a huge influx in traffic and crush OpenSea. So it's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And hey, we'll have a follow up with you, and we're like, Jonathan, dude, guess what? We're doing more volume than OpenSea now. You're gonna be like, what? And
Yeah.
that'll be the follow up.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.